Looking to cut up my Toyota Tacoma. I've got the urge again. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. And that's right, I'm looking to cut up my Toyota Tacoma, my beautiful, gorgeous Toyota Tacoma. And what I'm talking about is, of course, the front end. You know, I had this urge a while back. I was looking for a front bumper, and I would have done it. But unfortunately, the company I was trying to contact to, work something out for the channel, never emailed me back at all, even just to say, no, we're not interested, but, we have one, we could sell it to you. So I was kind of turned off by that because, honestly, it was the only one that I really liked, and it's a fantastic looking front bumper, I think. But, as with any front bumper, there is some cutting involved, and that kind of worries me the most about doing the mod. I can do mods, bolt-ons and things, but a man must accept his own limitations or something like that. And one of mine is finish work. I'm not a great finisher, I don't think. Kind of like a carpenter. I can nail up 2x4s, but putting up drywall and getting the seams right and all that good stuff, that's an art form. An art that I'm not really great at. I've tried doing stuff like that, amongst other things, more auto-related, but I'm just not a great finisher. So that kind of worries me a little bit in the install. And what I'm talking about, if you're not familiar, I'm talking about replacing just the front lower section there, which is where the light bar is. So the light bar would be eliminated, most likely, at least from the position it's in. It wouldn't be eliminated from the truck altogether. I would integrate it somewhere else in the truck if I could in the new bumper. So what am I talking about with the cutting? What is it that really does terrify me, I guess? Well, let's go over here to the side. And I'm talking about right over here on the edge. The bumper that I had seen would go here across the front, of course, and then it would kind of wrap around the edge a little bit here. Nothing extreme, but it would just kind of wrap around a little bit, replacing this area. Now, that means that there would need to be a cut going roughly, from what I've seen or gathered, right across here somewhere as to how it fits. It would still fit integrated with the front part of the grill work, if you will, but it would have to be cut right along this area somewhat. Probably even part of the fender cover, or what do you want to call it, the fender flare, I guess, itself. So a cut kind of right across here. And that's what worries me the most for the install of a front bumper on this truck. Now, the other thing that I've looked at with this is what kind of finish do you get? And will I be able to maintain both the skid plate that's under here, because I think that is a really good look on the truck myself. I like that. I like the color of it. I like that it has the blue, or voodoo blue, TRD lettering, as well as the hooks now, or the D-rings, the shackles. But I do believe that this new bumper, the one that I was considering, does have an area to put D-rings in, or shackles. In other words, it has the built-in area where you can go ahead and bolt them in. That would be cool. And that kind of was the whole reason I was looking at doing a new front bumper on the truck anyway. Back when I was seriously considering it, I got to admit, it's probably a crazy reason, but it was so that I could include shackles on the front. When I came across the Demon brackets to enable those hooks or shackles to be put on, it kind of satisfied the urge I had for the front bumper. But as I mentioned, it's come back again. Now, the other thing that I like about the one that I had found is it is a bolt-on application. So other than having to make that cut, and I think that's the cut that a lot of people refer to as the Viper cut, I believe. But it was bolt on otherwise. You know, you do have to make that cut, but it still would fit on the front of the truck without any, you know, required welding or drilling of holes for bolts or anything like that, which is probably the way a lot of them are. But this one in particular looked pretty simple for me to do, something I could tackle with good confidence. Now, of course, if you do the front bumper, you gotta do something in the rear, right? I mean, you can't replace the front bumper and not do something in the back. The back looks like it would be much, much easier to do, except I do have sensors in the back. You can see here for parking and proximity and all that kind of stuff. You know, when it beeps like mad at you. So I do have those on the back. I would have to contend with those. It would have to be some sort of a bumper that would be able to have those installed and still functional. And I think you have to do that because it does need to be consistent with the front. Now, I don't recall if the company I had looked at had rear bumpers. I think they did, but I'm not sure that I was really a big fan of those. So that means I would have to go with some sort of a different brand and try to make it look at least consistent. There, we have a bee there. There you go. Not a big fan of the bees myself. You know, getting stung, and not a fan of that. But anyway, it would have to have some sort of a bumper on the back consistent with the front so that it all kind of meshed and tied together. That's another struggle I guess I have when it comes to the bumpers. The other thing, of course, is price. Right now, pricing seems to be all over the board. It depends on what you're looking for and who you're dealing with and what their supply is. Part shortages right now are insane. I've looked at other things. I had to wait, I think, a month for some parts that I actually had ordered for the Tundra back here. So there is a long lead time on some of this stuff, even if you can get it at all. And one of the problems I have is sinking that kind of money. I mean, you're looking at somewhere between probably $700 and $1,200, sinking that into a product that you don't know when you're gonna get it. It's kind of like putting a deposit down on a vehicle right now, hoping that it's gonna come in kind of soon, like the brand new Tundra that's coming. Just not a fan of doing that, especially with no idea of when things are gonna come in. So we shall see. I don't know. Like I said, I've got the urge again. I think the aftermarket bumpers on the trucks, the steel ones, particularly on the Tacoma, look really, really cool. And I think that would kind of complete the look on my Toyota Tacoma. Not that it looks bad stock. I think it looks pretty good now, but I'm just, I'm ready to go that extra mile, I think, to kind of finish off the front of the truck. Anyway, that's my plan. I'm looking to cut up the front of my Tacoma cautiously and reluctantly, but I'll do it. Leave a comment, let me know. If you've ever done it, any problems replacing the front bumper on your Toyota Tacoma? How did the cut go for you? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, I do have 2 additional channels. RobMotive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra, and RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.